So on Pop Trigger, we always talk about like cool stories that are happening out there in the world. And this was a story. I don't know. Have you heard it? Did we send you this information ahead of time?
This is a crazy story. You're just gonna have to give
I just wanna know.
them the goods.
We heard about this story in the Pacific Palisades. It's very close by. It's a real true story. There was a guy who was found 2 weeks after he died in his car in the Pacific Palisades. In his car with him were, they investigated himself and his car, 1,200 guns and scopes, 6.5 tons of ammunition, bows, arrows, knives, and he also had 14 vehicles at his house and all around Los Angeles.
One of the vehicles could travel underwater.
And he had $230,000 in cash.
But they don't know what his profession was.
Well,
what do you think?
Oh, well, secret agent or something.
Right,
But
that's what they're guessing.
I will say, if you started a film with them, with two people out on a hike, and they found that car, and you saw the guy dead, you saw everything that was in it, and then you jump back like 2 months earlier and saw this guy like live and well, that's something I'd want to make. That's awesome.
Me too.
Yeah, that's cool.
good.
Yeah, that's
See,
really cool.
You should have started it like that, Brad.
You know what? I'm not a filmmaker.
Led me into it. What is that?
Yeah.
I'm just the idea guy.
It's like Donnie Darko on steroids. You know?
Exactly.
I know.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
And what's crazy is they're suspecting no foul play. Apparently, he has a fiance, and the fiance let him die in that car because he said, no, I don't want to go to the hospital. This is where I want to die. Don't worry. Just leave me here. She went to Oregon. He said before he died, don't worry, the government agencies are going to take care of me. They never did.
Well,
they never did.
So he must have made it up. He must be psycho.
I wouldn't want to go to the hospital with 1,200 guns in my car.
No.
Can you valet this for me? Don't mind all of the bombs and submersibles. That's just my job.
Right.
Yeah, it must have been such a huge car.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Right.
Like this.
It
is
wasn't a
band.
Prius.
No.
It wasn't a smart car.
It was a
that's
tour
for sure.
bus. Let's get real. It was a tour bus.
What an interesting commercial
Is
that
it
would be for like
yeah.
the Prius scene.
Oh, yeah.
Like you can fit 1,200 guns
Yeah.
in here.
I feel like that's an opening scene for Breaking Bad.
Oh, I loved Breaking
So
Bad.
this
Do we want to ask any questions from
Yeah.
our
Anybody
fans
have
over
any
here?
questions
Does
as opposed to
anyone
just
don't be
staring
shy?
up
yeah,
dreamily?
Come here.
Hi,
Hello.
What's your name and where are you from?
Brianna, and I'm from San Diego.
Hi. How are you?
Good, how are you?
I'm doing all right. Thank you.
What do you think is like next? Like, are you planning on doing like maybe a sequel to Parallax or another movie or?
The two I'm working on right now. As soon as I deliver Parallax next month, like when I leave here tomorrow, I go back to Louisiana to finish up production. But as soon as I'm done, we have two options. Either Welcome to Tokyo, I want to make into a full series, 4 seasons, 12 hours each, taking place in Brazil, in Italy, in LA, and then in Tokyo. And I also have a romantic drama that's kind of in the vein of like a Blue Valentine that I want to make into a feature.
Wow.
For festivals, yeah.
Any other questions? Any other questions?
Okay, so I'm Courtney from Huntington Beach.
Hello.
And kind of going off her question, where do you think you actually see yourself in the next couple of years?
To me, I don't really care where I end up. If I'm making things for YouTube, if I'm making things for the movie theater, as long as I'm able to just tell stories truthfully. Yeah.
What advice would you give any young filmmakers out there?
Don't give in to what other people want you to do. Just make what your heart tells you to.
Stay true to your vision,
I mean,
your
at the
voice.
end of the day, if you know the story, don't let people change it.
Wow, that's
How
good
did you
advice.
find your voice? Like, how did you find it?
Through a lot of self-exploration
Yeah?
and a lack of therapy.
And a lack of... There we
It
go.
made it a lot easier.
Yeah,
Any-
absolutely.
I'm just going to pass this right over to you.
Hi, my name is Zoe, and I'm from
Hi,
Chino
Zoe.
Hills. Would you ever collab with a fan?
Oh, of course. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I'm actually, I'm kind of developing an idea right now where my challenges for charity will expand to, bring my audience in to compete for charities of their choice.
Would you ever collab with someone from Chino Hills? It seems like someone's
yeah,
pretty interested.
that's what it sounds like. Yeah, absolutely.
That's awesome.
I think we can take one more
Okay.
question, and then we have to move on. You've been raising your hand for quite some time.
Were there any memories that stand out to you while you were filming?
Any
Well, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I won't give it away, but there's a part of the film where you find out what's going on, and it's at the end. And I actually started crying on set. It wasn't because it was so visually amazing. It was just
You were cutting onions.
yeah, I had a tear stick. No, I at that moment I saw our actor turn a corner in the character's life, and it just kind of hit me. Yeah.
Oh, that's it for Sawyer Hartman,
What
you
a great
guys! Big round of applause for Sawyer.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much
Yeah,
for
thank you
joining
very
us,
much.
and we cannot wait to see Parallax